Yeah, check it out, man. GIEnt in the building tonight with your host, Illa the God. We tapping in tonight, man. We finna do another one, man. This is a book reading, man. Think big, kick ass, and go home, man. If you're either you're gonna think big, kick ass, or go home, man. You know what I'm talking about? But this is a book, man, that y'all definitely got to check out and listen to and hear, man, because I'm like, you can learn a lot if you just read some books, man, and some shit you never know about people that you wouldn't even understand that can help you too. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm trying to promote or do nothing, but it's like, damn, I actually tapped into this, man, and it's like, oh my God, I gotta let y'all check this shit out, man. And I want y'all to check this shit out with me, man, though. We're gonna give y'all an audible of this book, though. This is an audible narrated by Alan Sklar. Alan Sklar. And the book is by Donald Trump. It's called Think Big and Kiss Ass in Business and Life. Yo, y'all gotta check this shit out. For real. I wouldn't be going live for no reason if I ain't, want y'all to check this shit out, man. And vibe out while you ride out. You know what I'm talking about? And listen to this shit, though. You know what I'm talking about? I'll give y'all a little taste of it before you get an eighth of it, though. I ain't gonna give you the whole book, but I just want y'all to check this joint out at the GIEnt Studios with your host, Illa the God in the building, man. You know what time it is. Let's turn up, man. We're finna go in.
Think
this
so.
Boy.
And hung up the phone.
Let's go.
It took a lot of courage.
It took a lot of courage. I'm trying to
But
tell
a few
you. It took a lot of courage.
days
I'm
later,
trying to tell you, hey, check it out, man. Yeah, we finna get this joint cracking, man. We finna get this joint cracking right to the nizzle so y'all can feel this joint, man. But this joint right here, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm trying to tell you, man. Check it out. We gotta go all the way back to the introduction to this joint. We finna hit y'all from the introduction, man. From the introduction. Check it out, though.
Harper Audio presents Think Big and Kick Ass in Business and in Life by Donald J. Trump and Bill Zanker. Read by Alan Sklar. Copyright 2007 by Donald J. Trump and Bill Zanker. Production copyright 2007 by HarperCollins Publishers.
This is Donald Trump, and I'm pleased to present this forward to my new book, Think Big and Kick Ass. Throughout my years in business, there have been certain people who have left an indelible impression. Bill Zanker is one of those people. When I first met him, I immediately realized he was an intelligent guy. That was obvious. But he was also a dynamo, and that I mean in the finest sense of the word. Unlike with most people, I found myself enjoying his ideas and his enthusiasm. Creativity is an important element of success, no matter what your business might be. Bill has that creativity, and he knows how to put it into action. Anyone who has been around Bill will never forget him. While he's a gifted promoter, he also has the goods to back him up. So many people know how to promote, but they don't have the goods. He's an educator who also knows and fully understands his subject. I tell people that to be successful, you have to love what you're doing. Bill loves what he's doing, and that's the reason, in my opinion, he's just so good at it. The fact is that Bill's passion has made the Learning Annex unfold in a truly remarkable way. It's a great institution, and I love working with Bill and the people at the Learning Annex. Thinking big is a philosophy that I've embraced since my youth, and it's proven to be an effective way to achieve success. Bill has also employed this attitude, and the results are evident. Writing this book together has really been a great experience for me, and I hope it has been for Bill. I've written many bestsellers, and The Art of the Deal is considered the most successful business book ever written. I've had a lot of fun, but this is the best book. Learn from it. Enjoy it. Think big and kick ass. You'll be a winner.
Introduction. From small to big. The Learning Annex was a small company until I met Donald Trump. Now it's a large company because I mastered Donald Trump's kick-ass attitude. About 28 years ago, when I was a student taking film courses at the New School in New York City, I needed to make some money to support myself. So in 1979, at age 26, I took the $5,000 I had gotten from my bar mitzvah and used it to start the Learning Annex. At first, I thought of it as an informal school for experimental film instructors to share their knowledge with aspiring filmmakers. But my girlfriend at the time, a pottery teacher, talked me into expanding the curriculum and making a school for a different way of learning, a way for people to get a quick education about things they could not learn elsewhere. The Learning Annex was born. In those early days, I would dress up in a clown's costume and stand on the streets of Manhattan handing out course catalogs. I would tell people to call the office number in the catalog and say the clown told them to register to save $5 on the class. Then I would run to the office and answer the calls. And to my excitement, loads of calls came in from people telling me a nice clown had told them about a discount. I would sign up each student for the class and send out the class confirmation letter. When there were no calls, I would look for new teachers to speak. I was a business of one, and running it out of my $325 a month studio apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. My film career never took off, but the Learning Annex did, and I loved it. I realized I was a born promoter, and I had found my passion. I changed the whole concept of continuing education to what I call edutainment. Everything is quick these days. Nobody has time for education. MTV and the internet have created a generation of people who want everything to be fast-paced and entertaining.
We doing it.
I decided to go after big-name personalities and celebrities to teach the classes. I wanted the teachers to have big personalities and to be larger than life. When we added the glamour of celebrity names to our roster, attendance skyrocketed, and more luminaries were willing to say yes to my requests for them to teach. Sarah Jessica Parker, Harrison Ford, Richard Simmons, Henry Kissinger, P. Diddy, Susie Orman, Barbara Bush, Larry King, Desmond Tutu, Renee Zellweger, Deepak Chopra, and Rudy Giuliani have graced the podium of the Learning Annex, along with hundreds of others. How did I lasso these stars? Since I did not have a lot of money, I got celebrities by using a different appeal. Guilt. I would say, you've made it big. Why don't you give back to society? I remember movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. He was an extremely tough cookie to get. I whined and whined and whined at him. You can give Learning Annex students an hour of your time for charity. He finally did it. And he was amazing at telling the most fascinating insights on how to break into Hollywood. And he ended up speaking for several hours. Same with legendary record producer Clive Davis. Not only did he listen to students' demos, he signed someone right during the class. For most of these luminaries, the money was irrelevant anyway. Except
GIEnt
for Donald Trump.
Right now.
He would not even
History
take my
in the making
calls.
right now. Ain't nobody
One day,
feel like
I called
GIEnt.
Trump's
Let's
office
go.
and was put through to his personal secretary, Norma. I knew I could not get Trump's attention using my usual pitch. He wouldn't even talk to me. So I had to do something different to get his attention. I decided to pique his interest with money, which is extremely unusual for me. But I really wanted to get him, so I decided to go for it. I offered what to me was an enormous amount of money, $10,000. His secretary asked, "That's it?" and dismissed my offer, as if it were a cheap bottle of Chianti. She curtly added, "I don't think so," and hung up the phone. It took a lot of courage, but a few days later, undaunted, I called Norma again and said, "I'll give Mr. Trump
This is just the
$25,000.
introduction.
Norma said,
This
"Nope,
is just
he's
the
not
introduction of the book, y'all.
interested." I was stunned.
We haven't even got
After
into
that,
the pretty
I realized I had
parts
been
of it,
playing
baby.
it safe.
Let's go.
The following week, I took an enormous risk. I offered $100,000. That was the most money I had ever offered a speaker, but it had no impact on Norma, who said without hesitation, "No way, Donald still couldn't do it." I sat back and thought really hard about what to do next. Should I drop the idea of having Donald Trump? Or should I keep trying? I didn't know what to do. Then I remembered what performance guru Tony Robbins had taught me. If you want to make it big, you gotta push yourself beyond your limits. You gotta pump yourself up and get yourself into a hyper-mental state. And you have to do this yourself. Nobody can do this for you. I decided I wanted to be big. Donald Trump was the ultimate Mr. Big. We all have heroes, and Donald was mine. If I wanted to play in the same arena as him, I had to push myself to a new level. I pushed out my chest, took a deep breath, and gathered all the energy I could muster. Then I called Norma at Donald Trump's office and offered $1 million for Trump to speak for 1 hour at the
GIEnt
Learning
Studios
Annex.
with your host, Illa the God.
At the time, the Learning Annex had never grossed more than $5.5 million in an entire year. Think about it. I offered him $1 million, and I was only bringing in $5.5 million a year. And I never had a class of more than a few hundred students. How was I going to get my money back was beyond me at that point. But I knew I had to do it. I just knew it. So I had listened to my gut and made the call. And Norma said, "That's very interesting. I'll talk to Donald." I hung up the phone, went into the bathroom, and promptly threw up. Really? My mind was racing, my heart was pounding. What had I done? If it didn't work out, I could lose everything. In 1 minute, I had gone to a whole new level in my life, and it was very uncomfortable. But it was also exhilarating. What I had just done was insane, but it felt great. In less than 1 hour, Donald called me back himself. When I picked up the phone, I could hardly believe I was talking with Donald Trump. I thought maybe it was a friend goofing on me. But it was Donald. He said, "Bill, I like the Learning Annex, and you made me a very nice offer. Let me ask you, how many people are you going to get for this event?" Until then, most of our classes had been between 500 and 700 people, and the biggest class had been for a psychic. We had never had more than several hundred students for any one of our events. So I told him, "I'll get 1,000 people." To my mind, 1,000 people was a huge number of people. Trump retorted, "I'll do it if you can promise me you'll get 10,000. 10,000 people? I had never imagined getting 10,000 people in my wildest dreams. But I boldly said, "Yes, I'll get 10,000 people, no problem." Trump said, "Great, my lawyer will send over the paperwork." And that was it. The deal was done. By saying yes, I had made a solid commitment to living very big, bigger than ever before. That moment changed my life. Donald Trump took me to a whole new level. I started doing things I had never done before. I started thinking on a much larger scale. I had to get 10,000 people to come see Donald Trump. And guess what? Everyone wanted to learn from Donald, and the registrations started flying in. That's how the Learning Annex Wealth Expo came about. As it turned out, I got much more than the 10,000 people I promised Trump. Over 31,500 people attended our first Learning Annex Wealth Expo in 2004. It was an amazing turnout. And as a result, it was actually very easy to pay Donald Trump his $1 million fee. Trump knew all along that I could do it. I thank him for challenging me to change the way I think.
Send your music.
The experience proved to me beyond any doubt that when you think big, big things come to you. My company has grown over 400% every year since I met Donald Trump, zooming from a small company earning $5.5 million in sales to a big company making $102 million last year. The Learning Annex was named one of Inc. magazine's fastest growing companies 2 years in a row. All because I learned the think big and kick ass principles that you will hear about in this book. Working with Donald Trump has completely changed the way I think. I had heard the term think big, but I never really understood it. Thinking big is a way of life for Donald Trump. I learned from him that to really think big, you must discard the comforts of your own insecurities. I learned that to be successful, you must never give up. Every
is just
failure
the
is a step
introduction
on the way to success.
of the book.
Donald Trump has a can-do,
This is
take-no-prisoners
just the
attitude.
introduction of
Be
the
your own
book.
person. Demand what you want in life. Do not let other people run your life. Don't let other people push you around. If someone crosses you, do not lie down and take it. Fight back, kick ass, and get even. Make your own rules, and do not care what other people think. That's what Donald Trump is all about. Through his attitude and his example, Donald Trump has taught me how to truly think big. And now I live a life of much bigger energy, much bigger goals, and much bigger income. My new attitude has boosted my self-confidence enormously. I have no trouble making big plans and going after top-name celebrities, whether it's Warren Buffett, Rupert Murdoch, or even President Clinton. Nothing scares me anymore. My business life and my personal life have been transformed by my friendship with Donald Trump. I'm a much better man who believes in himself. I've become a millionaire many times over. I value myself more, and that's filtered into my personal life as well. I'm a better husband to my wife, and a better father to my children. My wife loves my new attitude, and my kids respect the new me. Their lives have also been transformed. After seeing crowds of 50,000 people, my son Dylan has become more interested in business. After listening to Donald Trump, my daughters Adaiva and Vera have pursued their lives with more passion. My wife Debbie admires the risks I take and supports me in my business ventures. If you're a small business owner, it's very important that you get support from your spouse. Just knowing that my wife's behind me helps me when I get scared.
Only at the
Running a small
GIEnt
business has
Studios.
risks. It's a battle, and it's important that your spouse and children
learn
are
today.
with you in this battle. I was working 24/7 in the days leading up to our first Wealth Expo in New York City in 2004. The morning of the expo, I was in the 24-hour deli nearby the Jacob K. Javits Convention Center, buying a birthday cake for one of the guys on the team. He was giving up his birthday to do the expo, so that was the least I could do. I got a call from Harry Jaber, who was
share,
running the
comment,
expo.
subscribe.
He said,
Like,
"Get your
share,
ass
comment,
down here
subscribe.
now. We have a
Like,
major
share,
problem.
comment,
We have
subscribe.
lines of people blocking
Like,
the doors.
share, comment,
The Javits
subscribe
Center's
right
going
now.
insane. They've never seen anything like it." When we did that first mega expo in 2004, we had no idea what we were getting into. If we had told somebody that we were going to attract 30,000 plus people at our first show, they would have said it was impossible. As a matter of fact, most experts said we would not even get 5,000 people. Since we did not have experience with huge shows, we didn't know any better. That first morning, the lines to get into the Javits Center were 8 blocks long. We had spent a huge amount of money promoting the event. Everybody wanted to meet Donald and learn his secrets. The promotion paid off. The crowds came. It was an entrepreneur's dream come true. I had bet big, and I won. I was now a big believer in Donald's Think Big strategies. After the first expo, the Learning Annex did a few more Wealth Expos with Donald Trump, and they were amazing. In San Francisco, over 70,000 attended, and 2 weeks later in Los Angeles, 62,500 people came. It was an extraordinary ride. Everything was going great. So I called Trump and said I wanted to sign him up for the following year to do up to 20 shows. He said, "Great, but all these people are coming because of me. I want a raise." I said, "No, Mr. Trump, I worked very hard and I did all the advertising. That's why it worked." He said, "Nonsense. It's because of me. I now want $1.5 million. And you know what? I agreed because he deserved it. He was changing my life and my students' lives. This is an example of the Trump attitude. Trump knows his worth, and he gets people to pay him for it. But it is not only for the money. Trump, it is never just for the money. He is passionate about everything he does. He loves connecting with people, helping them, and educating them. If you consider the advertising, promotions, and everything the Learning Annex does to enhance the Trump brand, nationally
This is
and
just
internationally,
intro.
Donald gets much more than $1.5 million per speech,
Stay
but he
tuned.
donates much of the money to
It
charity.
gets greater.
Donald Trump is tough. Donald Trump is demanding.
GIEnt.
And Donald Trump commands
Get
top
this
dollar.
nowhere else.
But surprisingly, he's the easiest guy in the world to work with. And I work with a lot of celebrities. He's always professional and always prepared. He always over-delivers by giving my students and me more than I expected and more than he was required to do. And he's one of the most loyal guys in the world.
Music
Loyalty is important to Trump and is a wonderful trait to have in business. Donald Trump wants to share his successful attitude with more people. He knows how to give back. He teaches the way people taught hundreds of years ago through stories. This audiobook is about what really matters, the attitude of thinking big, based on real-life anecdotes. As you listen, take a moment and think about the stories. I guarantee that, like the hundreds of students who have written to me, when a situation comes up in your own life, you will remember a Trump story and how he dealt with it. It will make you deal with your own situation differently. That's why this audiobook is so important. Listen to it. Enjoy it. And without your even realizing it, this audiobook will change your attitude and your life. I guarantee it.
You only saw it here first.
Listen to each chapter and let the Trump attitude sink in and teach you a lesson.
Saw it here first.
Adapt Trump's bold, kick-ass attitude to fit your life. Use the Trump attitude to inspire you to break through the limits you have set for yourself. You always have two options in life. You can think small or you can think big. As Trump says, if you're thinking already, you might as well think big. It's your choice. No matter what your circumstances, nobody can stop you from thinking big. Once you get a taste of thinking big and learn the kick-ass way, you'll never want to stop, and the rich rewards will come to you. It's Donald's secret of thinking big and kicking ass. Practice it, and you too will be prosperous in business and life. I love Donald Trump. He's changed my business, personal, and financial life. I am indebted to him, and I'm so pleased to be sharing his teachings with you. I guarantee it will make a shift in your life as it has in mine and in those of my students. Thank you, Donald, for teaching me the secret of thinking big and kicking ass. Bill Zanker, President and Founder of The Learning Addict.
GIEnt, man. You only seen it here first, man. That's it. Intro.
Chapter 1. Do you have what it takes?
Yeah.
People always ask me, how did you get so rich? The way I do things has allowed me to succeed financially far beyond what I had expected. I have had a lot of fun and I made a lot of money. I have known many celebrities, billionaire business people, and superstar sports figures. It's not easy to explain in a couple of words. But I have noticed that all these successful people have traits that set them apart from the pack. Their attitudes, actions, persistence, and passion, plus a whole slew of other qualities that separate the winners from the losers.
Comment, subscribe.
To be successful,
you
have to separate yourself from 98% of the rest of the world. Sure, you can get into that special 2% at the top. And it's not just by being smart, working hard, and investing wisely. There is a formula, a recipe for success that the top 2% live by, and that you too can follow to be successful. First, you must be honest with yourself. The only way to get rich is to be realistic and brutally honest. You have to get out of the ideal fantasy world you read about in magazines and see on TV. It's not as easy as they make it look. It's tough, and people get hurt. So you have to be as tough as nails and willing to kick ass if you want to win. Most people are not cut out for this. You have to deal with a tremendous amount of pressure. You have to think large and be creative to solve big problems that scare the crap out of most people. People are going to try to steal from you and destroy you just for the fun of it. You have to stand up to them, fight back and kick their ass. And nobody is going to hold your hand and help you along. You are on your own. You have to be able to bend, but never break. All of the greats in every sport, in finance, in business, in the arts, and in government possess something special. A lot of people have it. but frankly, most people do not. Do you have what it takes to think big and kick ass? Virtually all self-made millionaires and billionaires, such as Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, and Walt Disney, have the ability to think big and kick ass. It's hard to explain, so I have devised the following success quiz, which you can take to see if you have it. If you have it, you are going to make a lot of money.
GIEnt
Take this quiz to see if you match the profile.
Start here first, man.
1. What is your financial dream? A. Winning the lottery. B. Getting a good job with health benefits, a 401k, and 3 weeks vacation. C. Owning my own home. D. Having unlimited passive income from a business and or real estate holdings or other investments. 2. How much money do you want to have in 5 years? A. $100,000 to $249,999. B. $250,000 to $499,999. C. $500,000 to $4,999,999. D. $5 million or more. 3. Which statement best describes your financial situation? A. I am very satisfied with where I am financially. B. I am somewhat satisfied with where I am financially. C. I am unsatisfied but feel hopeless. D. My financial situation is completely unsatisfactory. I want much more. 4. How much time do you spend each day building your wealth? A. Less than half an hour. B. Half an hour to 1 hour. C. 1 hour to 2 hours. D. 2 hours or more. 5. How much money do you spend on business, financial education, and training? A. Less than $100 per year. B. $200 to $499 per year. C. $500 to $1,199 per year. D. More than $1,200 per year. 6. What do you do when you are faced with a difficult problem? A. Ignore it and hope it will go away. B. Complain to my friends and family. C. Turn it over to someone else to worry about. D. Brainstorm until I find a creative solution. 7. What is your attitude toward work? A. It is drudgery. I hate my job. B. I do not mind work, but I wish I were doing something else. C. Work is okay. I have to work to get paid. D. I love to work. It's exhilarating and fun. 8. What would you do if you lost your job or source of income? A. Save money by moving in with friends or family and collect unemployment insurance. B. Go back to school for retraining. C. Find a new job. D. Start my own company. 9. Which statement best describes your energy and concentration level? A. I barely have enough energy to get through the day. B. I work hard for a while, and then I run out of steam and coast through the rest of the day. C. I can work hard for 8 hours. D. I am a blaze of energy, and I never get tired when I'm doing something I enjoy. 10. Which best describes your reaction when someone tells you that you can't do something? A. I give up and sit around feeling sorry for myself. B. I lose my temper and throw a tantrum. C. I give it another try. D. I get energized and will not give up until I get what I want. 11. You have an important decision to make and you do not know what to do. Which statement best describes your decision-making process? A. I watch a lot of TV. B. I talk to all my friends to see what they would do. C. I analyze the situation logically and do what seems to make the most sense. D. I trust my gut instincts after doing B and C. 12. What is your attitude toward people? A. I believe people are generally good and would never lie, cheat, or steal from me. B. I surround myself with people who look up to me, even if they are not the best qualified. C. I hire the best people and trust them to do a good job. D. I hire the best people and treat them professionally, but I watch them like a hawk. 13. When someone intentionally harms you or your reputation, how do you react? A. I get very depressed and wonder why they don't like me. B. I let it go. Why cause a stir? C. I confront them, ask them why they did what they did. D. I strike back, doing the same thing to them, only 10 times worse. 14. You are on a roll, and everything seems to be going your way. What do you do now? A. Take time off to go on vacation. B. Maintain the status quo. C. Start dabbling in another business or another career.
You know what Shorty told me? She said,
stay involved and focused on my main business or career, driving it to new heights. 15. What is your attitude toward the business of being in a relationship? A. My spouse and I love each other, and we would never get a divorce. B. I believe my spouse loves me, and even if we split, things would end amicably. C. Divorce is a possibility, but I do not want to think about it now. D. I love my spouse, and I do not want it to end, but I signed a prenuptial agreement to protect my finances in case it does. Now, tally up your score. Count up the number of A's, B's, C's, and D's. Give yourself 1 point for every A, 2 points for every B, 3 points for every C, and 4 points for every D. Now, listen to the chart below to see how you rate. Number of points. How you rate. 15 to 25. Poor. You need a major attitude overhaul. 26 to 35. Average. You need to kickstart your attitude into high gear. 36 to 45. Good. You have potential, but need to improve. 46 to 60. Excellent. You are ready for the big leagues. Let it rip. Explanations of the questions. 1. What are your financial dreams? What you dream about is what you will do. If you cannot even dream of doing big things, you will never do anything big in life. I spent my first few weeks in Manhattan dreaming of what I would do with a huge piece of vacant real estate on New York's west side that was owned by the bankrupt Pennsylvania and New York Central Transportation Company. After 18 months of hard work, I took an option worth $62 million with no money down. I conceived the GIEnt Center on the land. That is the power of big dreams. What kind of big dreams excite you and make you feel great? Don't worry about whether you can do it. That does not matter. It does not cost anything to dream. Spend your time enjoying your big dreams. 2. How much money do you want to have in 5 years? If you chose the lowest amount, why did you do that? You have a choice of getting any amount from $100,000 to $5 million in the next 5 years. It's completely up to you. Nobody is telling you what to choose, so why would anyone choose $100,000? But in life, that is exactly what many people do. They settle for $100,000 when they could just as easily have $5 million. Choosing less money shows a lack of ambition and a lack of confidence. Do not start out by settling. Always shoot for the top. Every great athlete and every great billionaire goes for the gold, not the bronze. If it were me answering this question, I would scratch out $5 million and write in $50 billion. That's the attitude you must have to make it big. 3. Which statement best describes your financial situation? This question shows how hungry you are. Hungry people work harder and are much more motivated to make great strides forward in life. If you're satisfied with your current financial situation, What's going to motivate you to do all the things you need to do to become rich and successful? You have to set higher and higher goals. You have to want more, or you will start slipping backwards fast. 4. How much time do you spend each day building your wealth? Wealth comes from big goals and sustained action toward those goals every day. Many people start with big goals, but after they run into a few problems or get distracted by other things that compete for their attention every day, they lose focus on their goals. To keep your goals alive, you must take action every single day for at least 2 hours. No one should care about your money and success more than you do. 5. How much money do you spend on business, financial education, and training? Finance and business are dangerous waters where vicious sharks are swimming around looking to feed on innocent novices. In this game, knowledge is the key to power. Spend the money necessary to know what you're doing, or somebody will quickly be doing you. Financial illiteracy is a huge problem in this country. People get trapped in very bad situations because they did not do their homework.
A few. We just give y'all a
6.
taste before you get it.
What do you do when you're faced with a difficult problem? Rich people are rich because they solve difficult problems. You must learn to thrive on problems. CEOs of big companies are paid huge amounts of money because they solve problems that nobody else can solve. Some are good at what they do, and some are terrible and overpaid. I face problems every day. It's one of the things I do best. If you
get out though, it's about that time, shouting for real. We about to do the live radio show next though. If you stay tuned, we about to go ham with the live radio show in the next 5, 4. We giving that game tonight, y'all. Check it out.
Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Bitch to put up on the block and then he serious. Then he swerve off. Then he swerve off. Got a 3-5 in my sock. Bitch did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Got 2 choppers in the glizzy. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. On the block we be thugging. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Say free my brother out of right street. Niggas they don't like me. Bet your bitch wanna bite me. On the block of my white tee. Sack up in my Nikes. Thugging with my brothers. Fuck whoever who don't like me.
You ride right now.
Stump them out of
Cut your
fuck your
radio
deal.
up.
I need a meal. Hell
Now
no,
we about to
bitch, you
crank
can't
up
put
the
me, but
frequency
I
and
heard we
go.
trying to find a different
GIEnt
way. They
Radio,
said do you
live
hard, why the
radio,
fuck that
finna
pain
go
on me?
down.
My bitch always tripping stupid, bitch, get out your feelings. But it's just the way I'm feeling. You either with me or against me. This is here, can I know you? Sipping lean is in my kidney. Graduated now, I'm in the trap. Sending pounds of mid. To my mama, we go get it. To my granny, we go get it. One of the hardest of them all. Never fall, stand on my pivot. Pray to God I make it out. Getting the racks and hush my mouth. Had to switch it up and take the different route. Did that curd talk, nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Mr. put up on the block and then he serious. Then he swerve off. Then he swerve off. Got a 3-5 in my sock, bitch. Did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Got 2 choppers in the glizzy. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. On the block we be thugging. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Nigga did that curd talk. Did that curd talk. Yeah, say can you feel me, nigga? Curd talk. Hey, do you hear me, nigga? Say can you feel me, nigga? Curd talk. Say do you hear me, nigga?
Like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Go tell a friend, man. I'm the one hearing about it, man. Be the one talking about it in GIEnt Studios, host of the God, and we